Evo ga, Tom FM, tu smo sa Murphom, bubnjarem.
It's winter and we all have goals.
Bubnjarem Dinosaur Jr. kojeg smo uspjeli zahaltati za kratki intervju. So my first question is, I read once that your frontman, Maskis, hates interviews and that he's really pain in the ass when it comes to them. Are you the same one? Should we be afraid?
No, I actually love interviews. I do a lot of the interviews. I love interviews.
Oh.
I think they're great.
I feel relieved now. Okay, so...
Maybe I should be more like Jay. I just won't say anything. I'll just be like...
Yeah, we were afraid, kind of, you know.
No, Lou and I are pretty chatty. We like to talk.
Thank you, Sunny, for getting us Murph. Okay.
Like your
If
shoes,
you,
by the way.
yeah, you do. These are Missy Elliott.
Oh my god.
Yeah, with little.
That's crazy.
This
Jesus.
interview will go somewhere.
You need to be like, you
completely.
need to be in LA and Hollywood, man, or Melrose with those.
Don't you think? Huh?
Awesome. Cool.
Can we start now? Finally, man. I'm curious because Dinosaur Jr. is considered to be one of most influential bands when it comes to alternative rock, as far as I read in different articles. How do you consider yourselves in that history of rock music, rock development in general?
We don't.
You don't?
No, really.
You just started playing.
No, we just see ourselves as like artists putting out work of art. You know, like when it's so funny when people say that to me because I think no, it's Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Jimi Hendrix. Those are the people you look to as the people. So we're just like imitators. Like we just imitate, mimic.
Mimesis, yeah.
We're not the originators of any of that.
I guess that is a very often question that you get asked when the band separated, when Lou Barlow left. You were stayed like in between. I guess it was like, you know, Mom, Dad, please don't fight. There were a lot of insults between themselves. There were some lawsuits. So how did you position yourself at that time, and how did you cope with that?
It was stressful. I went with Jay. Both Jay and I didn't talk to Lou for like 7 years at all, nothing. And I stayed with Jay up until 1993, but it got more and more strained as time went on. There was residual resentment from the original kicking Lou out, and so then I eventually left in 93.
And then how did you feel when you all got together and started working again?
It's better. It was better.
Especially with that big, you know, pause.
Yeah. We were still angry. It's funny. I remember the first year.
Oh, I'm so angry at you.
The first year and a half, like Lou and I, like if we had certain conversations, he'd just be like, and another thing, Brad, he'd start just like.
But still.
But now it's okay.
The results are pretty good. Albums after that, after 2005. Last year you released your album. What is the plan for the future?
There's never a plan. We just tour.
You don't have any schema like, oh yeah, in the next 2 years we will release. Nothing like that.
No.
But
it's always been that way. We just tour, and then when we're done, Jay feels like writing more. If we feel like playing more, we do.
But do you have any kind of artistic inclination towards some new sounds, experimenting with, you know, your musical expression?
No, I mean Jay is always experimenting with effects and gear in his recording studio, and he works that into the records. But no, as a grand scheme, we never sit down like, what's our new sound?
How are we gonna sound next? Well, there's been a lot of changes in the music industry in general. What would you say, was it easier to start back, you know, than in 80s as a band, or you think it's easier now?
I think
you know,
I mean, I think maybe Lou and Jay would disagree, but I think it was easier because the music we were playing, there was not a lot of it. So the bands that were around, people were, oh, like, what's that? Whereas nowadays, there's so much of everything. They're just like, oh yeah, oh that, yeah, I heard that a million times. So it was easier because when we played, people were like, wow, what is this? I don't know what I'm hearing. It was new, it was fresh. So I think it was better.
And what's your, how do I say, opinion when it comes to all these changes in digital technology, illegal downloads, digital distribution, different channels of promotion that are used today? Do you embrace it, or
we
still
just
prefer
we don't
the
really
old
deal with it. I
school?
mean, we just accept that it's out there. It's like, you know, it's like someone shoplifting. Like, what do you think about that? It's like, yeah, I guess people
Yeah,
do
but
that.
do you use these modern channels of communication
No,
for
we pay
communicating
for
with,
stuff
with
through.
fans?
No, we pay through stuff through iTunes. We just don't. We just do. We don't really think about it.
Okay. And my last question, see how quick we are, would be you are a pretty loud band when
Very
it comes
loud.
to live
People used to say.
concerts.
People used to say that us and Motorhead were the two
Whoa.
loudest bands out there. Yes.
I achieved what I wanted
Yeah,
in my
I
life.
was like,
Why
cool.
is that? Why is that? Is there some hidden message behind that, or what?
You know, somebody else asked me that earlier today, and really the scientific reason is that we're so used to, when you play at that volume, you actually feel the air pumping. And so now we're so used to that, we can't play unless it's loud enough to feel that behind us.
I see.
So we just need that now to play. If we don't have that, we're like, something's wrong. Something's missing. What's missing?
Yeah, and
So
people's, ears are bleeding at the same time.
that's why they make earplugs.
Okay, thank you, Murph.
Yeah.
It was nice talking to you. Can we just ask you to give
Station
a
ID.
shout out to our portal? It's called TomTom Portal, TomTom FM.
TomTom FM.
TomTom FM.
Hey people, this is Murph from Dinosaur Jr. TomTom